You are now entering a dangerous liberty zone where God-given natural rights are held sacred and exercised. This is your warning. Tyranny, fascism, and censorship will not be tolerated. Ideas will be exchanged freely. Rigorous debate and open discourse is encouraged. If you are weak and your beliefs are fragile, you should leave now. Prepare yourself. We are now live on the Dangerous Liberty Podcast.
What's happening, folks? Happy Wednesday to everybody out there. A special welcome to all the folks that are here today, that are also in the future. Make sure you catch us live every Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Welcome to the Dangerous Liberty Podcast, where we know the only thing more dangerous than liberty is the lack thereof. Summer, how was your week?
Busy and tiring.
Also amazing, because you got to spend it with me. Chris, how was your week?
Oh, it's still going. One more day left.
Yeah. Tyler, how was your week?
Good.
Good. Yeah, Tyler's back there. We don't have Jason today. I know everybody's upset. We won't get as many sound effects. Just to keep the memory of Jason alive, make sure you throw some sort of weird sound effects in there every now and then. Tyler.
Yeah, that don't match anything.
He's waiting so hard. He's waiting so hard for something that he just lashes out at everything. Oh, that'll work. That's good enough. All right, folks, we got I don't think tonight's show is going to be that long. It's up to you guys, but we got a big announcement. I got to tell you, Summer and I are absolutely smoked. We have been also, hey, I want to make sure that we want to thank everybody over there at the Lost Boys of Rumble. Thank you for showing up. We're going to go through and talk to everybody else. We got John Esmond, Jason's sponsor, Joshua Zartman. Josh, have you been on here before?
I've seen the name before.
Okay. Good to have you again, Josh. Yeah. Show up 3 more times and I'll start remembering your name. Mike Hand, good to see you, buddy. Just saw you this weekend. We had an awesome long-range course. We just redid. Me, Mo, and Brooke worked together. We've completely redone the PowerPoint on that. I think it's much better. We're going to continue to improve that. We're also making some course of fire changes on that I think is going to continue to improve that as well. Joshua, good to see you. Christian Clark, good to see you, buddy.
Christian, I don't think Christian's been on here in a couple of weeks.
Yeah, Christian, where you been, bud? You can take us on vacation. Whatever's going on. We're mobile.
Jay better be watching on vacation.
Jay better be watching.
Jay's
on
at the
vacation.
beach. He better be.
He's probably not.
If he's not, he's a son of a beach.
Like, we have to remind him every Wednesday, like 5 p.m. Like, hey, Jay,
are you still coming?
You coming today? Oh, I forgot it was Wednesday. No, but we got some big things to talk about, some big events. We got Checkmate TSO, Bruce from Arizona. Good to see you, man. Anybody else out there, make sure you give us some salutations so we can recognize you. That's what I love about doing these live ones, is the fact that, you're part of the show, right? So make sure that you jump in there. We're going to talk about some other things. I'm going to ask you your opinion on some things that are of political nature here shortly.
Otter's in on Rumble too.
Otter, good to see you, buddy.
He's always here.
We missed Otter this
He or
weekend.
she. I
This
don't know
was
if
like
it's a
the
he or
first long
Everybody
range.
asked where he was. They're like, he's not here?
Oh, okay.
This was the first long range course. We hadn't had an Otter out there for a while, but
we missed you, Otter.
we missed you, buddy.
All the instructors are like, he's not here today?
I know.
Where is he?
I know.
Luckily,
it's just not the same with him.
Luckily,
Oh.
the Canadian smoke cleared up for your
Before
fest
I
too.
forget, guys, we added a new long-range date. We added another
Yes.
long-range level 1 this fall. It is up and live, ready for booking, because I know there were some people wanting slots and where courses were sold out. So we added another course for you guys.
How does that work with when we put that one up? I know we had a bunch of people on the waiting list. Will that?
No, because they subscribed to the one date
Yeah.
that they were on the waiting list for.
Fair enough. So anyways, we're letting everybody know that. Lloyd, good to see you, man. Good to see you again. Lloyd, you've been on the last couple ones. Willie Everett.
Did Lloyd get his bag?
Yeah,
I shipped it.
I don't know. Lloyd, did you
Ask
get
him.
your bag?
Lloyd.
He was the big winner chicken dinner last week.
That was a sweet bag. I was thinking it.
Willie Everett, Code 201. Good to see you. John Esmond, of course.
That's our buddy from the UPS store.
Yep. Aaron, good to see you. Mike Ken, I missed Otter too. Jeff Hahn, good to see you, man. All right. So we got a lot, not a lot to cover, but some really exciting stuff. So number one, I'm just looking at my burnt face. Me and Chris are like,
I won't pull up my shirt. It scared Gary earlier.
he did.
He almost jumped me.
I wanted to motorboat that thing.
Oh, Jesus.
We are the Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer twins. Yeah. So, anyways, we got some exciting stuff to talk about. But before we do that, Summer, you
Yeah,
wanted
I
to
got something I
share.
wanted to share.
And-
Go ahead.
No,
You
I
had
was just
something?
going to say, because he asked us to share, and I think
Yeah,
it's worth
yeah.
noting.
I got an email today from a client that was at the long range level 1 this past weekend, and he asked me to share his review. It's a little bit lengthy, but I think it's got some valuable stuff in it, so I'm going to just take a minute
It's
and
not
read it.
highlighted, is it?
It is not
Oh, God.
highlighted. He said, at an unforgettable journey to precision and skill at Paramount Tactical's Long Range Level 1 shooting class. I recently had the absolute pleasure of attending Paramount Tactical's Level 1 Long Range shooting class, and I must say it was an experience beyond compare. From start to finish, this class was an unforgettable journey filled with knowledge, skill building, and a tremendous amount of fun. Right from the moment I stepped onto the range, I was greeted by a team of highly experienced and dedicated instructors who exuded professionalism and passion for their craft. Their expertise was immediately apparent as they guided us through every aspect of long range shooting with a perfect balance of patience and enthusiasm. The curriculum was thoughtfully structured, allowing even novices like myself to grasp the fundamentals while challenging the more experienced shooters to fine tune their skills. Paramount Tactical's attention to detail was remarkable, covering everything from weapon selection and optics to proper shooting stances and breath control. The instructors patiently answered every question, ensuring that we understood the reasoning behind each technique. The hands-on training was nothing short of exceptional. We had the opportunity to practice on a variety of shooting platforms, honing our accuracy and learning to adjust for variables like windage and elevation. The range was well maintained and equipped with cutting-edge technology, including state-of-the-art targets, which provided a realistic shooting experience. One of the standout features of this class was the individualized attention we received. The instructors took the time to observe and evaluate each participant's performance, offering personalized guidance and constructive feedback to help us improve. Their dedication and commitment to our progress were truly remarkable. Furthermore, the emphasis on safety throughout the course was commendable. Paramount Tactical maintained strict safety protocols, ensuring that all participants felt secure and comfortable while handling firearms. The instructors fostered an environment of mutual respect, emphasizing responsible gun ownership and reinforcing the importance of ethical shooting practices. Beyond the technical aspects of the class, the overall atmosphere was incredibly supportive and engaging. The camaraderie among the participants was inspiring as we shared tips, celebrated successes, and motivated each other to push our limits. It was evident that Paramount Tactical has cultivated a community of like-minded individuals passionate about long-range shooting. Lastly, I must mention the attention to detail and outstanding organization exhibited by Paramount Tactical. From the seamless registration process to the timely communication leading up to the class, every aspect was handled with the utmost professionalism. They went above and beyond to ensure that all logistical aspects were taken care of, allowing us to focus solely on the incredible learning experience. In conclusion, Paramount Tactical's Long Range Level 1 shooting class surpassed all my expectations. The knowledgeable instructors, comprehensive curriculum, state-of-the-art facilities, and the sense of community created an unparalleled learning environment. If you have even the slightest interest in long-range shooting, I wholeheartedly recommend Paramount Tactical. This class is an absolute must for anyone looking to develop their skills and take their shooting abilities to new heights. I can't wait to return for their advanced courses. Thank you, Paramount Tactical, for an incredible and truly transformative experience.
Yeah, and what was also cool was that gentleman. He was coming from California,
Dang.
and he arrived here. He had ordered a rifle from us. We had it all set up. The entire package, right? So we had the optic, the mount, all the accessories, custom case. So he was able to come here, pick up his rifle, and then we had it all set up and ready to go for him on the range. So that was a really cool experience.
Yep.
We had, I think, 3/4 of our students were from either a plane ride or further than 8 hours away. So,
Wow. That's sweet.
we appreciate all the support.
We do.
And, again, we're here for you, and we want to bring you, we constantly work to improve everything that gentleman talked about, from logistics to curriculum to ranges, looking for other opportunities to do other things that keep it fresh and new, especially for those clients that come back time and time again. A lot of times, probably about half of our course is comprised of alumni. So, you know, if they've taken that course again, you get to come back for 50% off. So we want to take care of you. We want you to make this a lifestyle, and we want you to join this community because we are truly a family here. And even
well, and they see the value in being able to come back and they learn something new every single
100%,
time.
100%.
Yeah.
And yeah, you know, I think it is an incredible value to come shoot, get professional instruction, professional coaching, to be pushed individually for basically like $350 or whatever it is. Half, I don't even know what our prices are anymore. But anyways, I don't pay attention. Summer does that.
Summer does that.
Well, you heard he said
for
good
an entire
logistics in there
weekend,
and
for an
good
entire
communication.
weekend, a long range shooting is pretty hard to beat. And then our other courses, which are still $299, you know, to be able to come back and do an entire, you know, weekday, weekend, or the usually have 1 and 2. But anyways, you know, be able to come take that course for $150. I mean, it's hard to beat. So we again, we want you to make this a lifestyle to where you can maintain that and to have something to look forward to on the weekends, to come train, have a great time, be amongst great people, and just have a good time. All right. So Summer and I have been working literally every second that we have had available when we're not running
even
courses.
the seconds we don't have available.
And mostly seconds that we don't have available. Yeah. We have been up at the shop, renovating that, getting that ready, ordering stuff, making it rain everywhere.
There is some sweat equity there.
Well,
I heard make it rain.
There's some liquid equity
Well, I
going
mean,
on.
as far as like, as far as renovations, there's a lot of sweat equity in that building. As far as liquid
Yeah.
equity, there's
You
not
know,
equity yet.
Well, it's just
Hopefully we can
just
turn it
liquid.
into equity. It's not
It's
even liquid
investment.
right now.
it is a lot of monetary investment, but it's well worth it because we wanted to make a great pro shop, a professional shop where you can come and know that you're getting quality gear and have a great environment doing it. So anyways,
And what's the saying? Build it and they will come.
build it and they will come. So we need
So you
to-
better
if,
come.
if you
guys
build
You
it.
better come.
If you build it. So that's already
but what
started.
is also cool is, again, number one, we'll have a sign out by the road. We've ordered some really cool signs for the shop. You know, we put in flooring, baseboards. What else have we done?
Painted exterior doors.
You name it. So we've been working hard, and we have our grand opening July 1st. And this is what everybody needs to know. We haven't even made the official announcement, so you guys are hearing it first. This will go out in the next day or two, but we are working with Summit Point Training Facility. We're co-hosting this big grand opening. It's going to be basically an open house July 1st. We're also going to do basically a July 4th celebration. And we're looking at making this an annual event. And I think that's what's going to happen. It's going to be a lot of fun. But what we're end up going to do, we're going to probably have the shop open probably noon, but we're going to do the official grand opening around 3 or so. From there,
And that's when the event will start.
that's when the event will start, and that's when we're going to take everybody. We're going to do a tour, but then we're going to end up on a 300-yard range, and we're going to do a huge blowout tailgate party. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to have activities. That first 100 yards, that 300-yard range, we'll probably have everybody set up to where we're doing. People will be able to park on both sides. Just a really cool event where we'll be tailgating, having a good time, socializing with their friends and family, and celebrating the 4th of July, as well as celebrating, you know, us opening this. Then what we're going to do is we're going to have the other 100 yards or so set up to where we're going to do in cornhole. Some other stuff for kids. This will be a family-friendly event. And then all the way down at the end, we're going to have some suppressed 22s where, you know, we'll be able to do some family shoots, show the kids, have a good time, make sure it's safe. We'll have instructors out there. But here's the other thing, the part that Summit Point's doing for us and co-hosting with us is we're going to have professional drivers out there taking people time and time again out on hot laps on the track. So you're going to be able to get in the car with a professional driver.
Which is really fun.
It is a
And-
lot of fun.
I'm in.
And
You're
it's
not
a lot
allowed,
of fun.
Chris.
Chris, yeah, you're not allowed.
You got to man the shop.
Damn
Sorry.
it.
I'm just kidding. I'm kidding.
Give me 5 minutes.
But you guys are going to be able to go out there on the track with the drivers, have a great time. Bring the wife, bring the kids.
Yep.
It's going to be a good time, and we're also going to have a food truck out there. We're still working through that issue, so I don't want to
But
make.
you're more than welcome to bring stuff if you want to bring stuff to tailgate too. I do have to clarify that there's no alcohol allowed at the event.
Yep, no alcohol.
Sorry,
on
It's
that.
guys.
not that kind of tailgate.
Sorry, guys.
It's family friendly tailgate.
I was upset too.
And
Yeah.
Just due to the nature of the facility and the things we're doing and stuff like that.
Driving and shooting. I mean,
Driving and shooting.
Driving
on your
and
on your own property. Somebody else's property. I get it.
Yeah.
You want to drive around and do celebratory fire whilst drinking alcohol?
I might do it on the
Just
way
don't
there.
do it there.
Just don't do that there or really anywhere.
Yeah.
We discourage that.
Easy.
We highly discourage that.
Easy.
So it's gonna be a lot of fun. And if you guys have some other suggestions for events while we're out there, throw that up there too. We'd like
Yeah,
to
for
hear.
sure.
We'd like to hear that. And
mention-
folks, including you, Jason, I see your comment down there. Lucky SOBs, we should make it this year. If you're out of town or whatever else, come make the trip. It'll be fun. It'll be worth it. It'll be something that you and your family don't get to normally do. I hope to God that we have to open up another couple. We got a 200-yard range, another 100-yard range. I hope next year or even this year we have to open up all those
take 'em all.
ranges. And again, what the other big thing that I want to do while we're doing that is I'm trying to figure out exactly what we're going to do with this, but I want to pay some special recognition to military, veterans, law enforcement, and first responders. Not only is this not only do I want, now that we kind of have like a home base and a brick and mortar location, not only do I want this to be a great place and build this community, but I also want to make sure that, especially those that continually defend this country and make our community safer, you got a place to come to. And on top of that, the other thing that's really important to me that I've touched on a lot in the past, but I don't know that we've done anything. And I think having a physical presence there will help with this. But if you guys are struggling, and this goes with military, law enforcement, and first responders, because I don't think we talk about PTSD a lot with military, and of course it's very relevant because we have such a high suicide rate. I've lost friends to suicide. And I've had a lot of friends. Not only have I lost friends to suicide, but right now their lives aren't all that great. They're stuck self-medicating. They're in a downward spiral. And I want to make sure that we also address those same needs, because those same things are there with law enforcement and first responders. They put themselves in harm's way. They have a very high stress job. They also have a high divorce rate, suicide rate, definitely a lot of people out there self-medicating. And we want to provide a place that not only do you have people to talk to, but you can come and have a community that understands where you're coming from. Because that's one of the biggest things. PTSD from post-traumatic stress is obviously a very real thing. The other part of that leads to suicide, depression, alcoholism, drugs, is the fact that you don't feel like you have anybody to relate. There are lots of folks that got out of the military. Maybe they never even saw combat, or combat didn't affect them the way that it has others. But just the fact that you feel isolated and alone. And I want to make sure that we do more things to where we're reaching out and making sure that people know they have a place to come hang out, build a community, and talk to people. And I think that's
meet
really
folks that know what they've been through or going through or understand that.
And find that sense of belonging again, right? We are your fire team, right? We are your partners. And you may have lost that, but you can find that again. And your worst days are behind you, and some of your best days are ahead of you. That's what you need to know. And that's what you're going to hear from us. So I want to make sure that's a big priority for us, and whatever we need to do to help facilitate that, and get a little bit more involved in that area for sure. But yeah, man, we're going to have a great time. We want everybody to come celebrate the, just a big, Independence Day celebration, personal liberty celebration, and celebrate all the great things that our country is and it represents, even though there are many people and many forces out there trying to take that from us. I refuse to relent on this. I refuse to buy into the religions that they're pushing through our schools, through wokeism, liberalism, and all this other nonsense. I'm just, we're not going to give up on that. Let's see.
JB
Willie?
me. Can I come?
What's that?
JB me. I know who that is.
Who's that?
He's
Jay.
not allowed.
It's Jay.
No, I'm just
Oh, is
kidding.
it Jay?
Yeah. Can I come?
No, Jay, you're not allowed to come. We're actually gonna have
He'll be on the
you-
22 suppressor line.
So what we're gonna do, Jay, is
We need you there, Jay.
we're gonna have you here on the headphones doing your sound effects, and we're gonna do a live stream the whole event, and you're gonna provide the sound effects, commentary, and things like that for our viewers that are remote.
Well, he'll
Can't
need to
come
drink
in
so he
person.
can stay here and drink. And
That's
then-
true.
He'll be happy. He put a sad face, but he'll be happy.
Jeff Hahn says, I like to get with you and talk about reaching out to Vets, Gold Star, others. Absolutely. Jeff, I definitely. Shoot me an email. If you don't have my phone number now, shoot me an email, Gary@ParamountTactical.com, and we will link up. And there's some other things I want to talk to you about as well. So there's a couple of points we can hit on.
I did see where we had asked Christian, hadn't seen him in a while. Looks like he had a loss in his family. And he
Oh,
said-
Christian, I'm
Yeah,
sorry to hear
about
that, man.
Back up a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. So
Sorry to
sorry
hear
about
that.
that, Christian.
So there it is,
Yep.
at the very top.
What did Brittany say?
Well,
She
it doesn't
graced
matter.
us with her presence. No, throw it up there.
Said
Where's
it
Brittany?
doesn't matter.
That's my neighbor. I don't need to hear from her.
What's
What's
over?
up, Jaredstown?
There we go.
It's Gerardstown.
Jaredstown.
Gerardstown.
Yeah, it was named after a guy named Gerard. So just so everybody knows, it's not Jared. It's
Well,
Gerard.
I'll tell you, the moment that we came out here, we said Gerardstown.
And
And you got
everybody
corrected
You get
because you want to know why? Because nobody around here
I
can
understand
read
that.
and
First
read
of
the
all,
book about it.
They're like, there's too many R's. We're just going to get rid of some of those. I can't.
It was named after
Gerard.
Gerard.
I
And if
get
you
it.
read in Johnny
Let me
Appleseed's
tell
book,
you,
Johnny
I'll-
Appleseed's book, when he visited here, he said he visited the town that was named after Gerard. So, I mean, it's literally written.
it
Johnny
is-
friggin' Appleseed said it. It's got to be true.
It says Gerard. There's no doubt about it.
It's
If you-
Gerard's town.
If you
I
like
just know
it's-
I have to spell it on the phone every time I tell
Just like
somebody
it's
my address.
Lou Ray, it's not Lorray. Because it was named after Louis Raymond. I learned that this past weekend.
well,
You're just a
Lou
wealth
Ray.
of knowledge
We got
over there,
corrected.
Chris.
Thank Brianna
Lou
on
Ray.
that one.
Yeah, I was gonna
And
say.
Jay.
Exactly.
the first time Lou Ray came on, I'm like, Lou Ray.
I was like, I went to Lorray Cavern.
You mean Lou Ray? She's like, excuse me, I'm from Lou Ray.
Excuse me.
All right.
Sorry, Brian. I'm just not as pretty as you. I can talk like you, but
I can talk like you. You're just
excuse me.
Oh my gosh.
you're appropriating her language.
You're appropriating her Lou-Ray.
I would mess
Daryl
with her.
Kramer,
He said late to
history
the
lessons
party.
from Chris. He does. He needs to break out his pipe.
Don't threaten me with a great time. I have one.
For the Army veterans out there, this is not something that I don't know. I don't think the
Ain't no good
birthday
learning.
Army birthday is a big thing amongst Army folks. As the Marine Corps birthday is.
Thank you, Jay.
But anyways, it is the Army's birthday today. So happy birthday, Army folks and the Army. What else we got going on? What?
That was so
You're
genuine.
like,
Happy
you didn't do like
birthday.
your shouted.
That's the
nothing. I
same.
mean,
Listen, that's the same way Gary tells.
yeah, there you go.
That's the same way Gary tells me happy birthday.
Hoorah!
Happy
You should
birthday,
feel
Summer.
special, Summer.
Yeah,
because
I know, right?
Just
that
him
was-
talking to
that was
you,
some
you know?
heartfelt shit
That
right
was some
there.
enthusiasm
And the
right
problem
there.
is you don't
I
recognize
know.
the emotion that I put into your things like that.
I never recognize anything.
You have emotion?
I had one.
All right. Jeff Hahn said 248 years old.
Yep, 248.
Zombie.
248. We were there first, Marine Corps. Eat it. What else we got going on?
I guess we don't have John on here.
I feel like I'm missing some stuff on the July 1st thing, on the grand opening.
It's gonna be a cool
You talk
party.
about we're gonna have like cornhole stuff for the kids
I did,
to do.
yeah.
I wasn't really
Definitely
listening to what
a
you said.
kid friendly and kid
blame
oriented event. Look, man, I'm big
Even
on
like learning safe gun handling and stuff.
yeah,
like
like the more folks, I still, and I've said this in the past, but it's worth repeating because it's really important. Folks, we take for granted or don't realize how much our kids are being influenced in schools by those little drops every single day. So the more that you can get them around guns and people that, that are like-minded like us, that you believe in personal liberty, you believe in the Constitution, you believe in, all the things
Your
that
right to
made
protect
traditional America great. I'm gonna just go ahead and throw in there, Christianity, good religious founding. And I'm not just saying just Christianity. There's lots of other great religions out there, but some sort of
guiding
principles, right? Where not everything's okay and this and that. And, again, just getting them to events like this, I think is really important. And one of the things that I want to do to make sure that, once again, we are a meeting place of like-minded folks where we are genuinely indoctrinating our children and conditioning them and insulating them against the nonsense that they're going to hear throughout the rest of their life, where they can, believe in something and not fall for all the nonsense that's being pushed on them on a regular basis. I think it's so important. It can't be said, it can't be overstated. It really can't. Anyways, it's going to be a great time, and we're going to do, hopefully we'll do that every year, but we'll look at doing some other events like this on a pretty regular basis. What else we got going on?
I'm just tired and can't think.
Yeah.
And everything you ordered is going to be in time for that.
Chris, why you gotta bring up stuff?
Chris,
why you gotta bring up stuff,
we're just
Chris?
like, hey, we're stressed out and tired, and you're like,
I want to know what day I need to come out. But fine, I won't worry about it. I won't worry about it. I'll sit at my house.
Is everything going to be perfect on that day?
Yeah,
you can come help it any day, Chris. We'll find lots of stuff for you to do any
damn
day.
right it's going to be perfect, Gary, because you know why? The boss is on it.
Okay.
Good answer.
Okay. All right.
Summer knows.
I have no doubt.
See, Robin has trained him up
Together.
Damn right.
Thank you, Robin.
Here's what I do believe. Between Summer and I, together, our forces combined, we will get pretty much anything done. We are Captain Planet. Freaking.
I'm pumped. I think it's gonna be awesome. Just a little bit of just getting the exterior stuff and the interior stuff done, and then you're gonna fill it.
We're gonna fill it.
We're gonna fill it to
we
the
got
brim.
we got aisle shelves today.
We did get aisle
We
shelves.
started putting them together, and
they're already in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other thing that I've been doing, folks, and I think it's gonna be cool how it turns out. Hopefully, because I've never done one before. But we've been doing a time lapse from the beginning and every single day. I don't know how it's gonna. I've never done a time lapse.
The first day of time lapse is gonna be a lot of asses in it.
Well, I think the next day, Gary and I were in there finishing the floor, and what was the song you referenced? And the kids were like, they had no clue what you were referencing.
I have no clue what you're referencing. Right.
Anyway, it was a song from like the 90s, right? And
Bare Naked Ladies.
Oh no, you dip, I dip, we dip. Yeah.
Oh God.
So of course, Mom had to embarrass the kids and turn it on and do a dance party. But so that's somewhere on the time lapse, and I was like, "Oh crap, I forgot the camera was recording."
Well, it's only taking one frame every 30 seconds. There's 24 frames in a second.
It was like 20 seconds of dancing.
It may not even registered.
Thank God.
So you're good, babe. Calm down. Calm down.
I thought it was funny.
It was hilarious. Might be a couple of videos in there, just a streak going across, me naked. I'm joking. There won't be any of that.
That would have been a blinding light. I can only imagine.
I know.
Just whiteness.
Called,
Play some Ray Stevens up in there.
Ray Stevens.
That baby, the streak from Ray Stevens. You remember that song?
No.
Oh my God, you didn't grow up. Maybe you're too old.
Maybe I'm too old. You're like 3 years younger than
I was gonna say.
How old are you, Chris?
I'm
48.
I'm 39.
Yeah.
Oh,
there you go. Yeah, you're only like 3 years younger than me. All right, we're missing some. You need to watch your language. Your mom's on right now, but
I didn't say anything.
Janie, your daughter, she's cursing like a sailor up in
I
here.
am not.
Sheesh.
Let's see. Joshua says, we pulled my oldest daughter from public school this past year. She's taken to shooting, hunting, getting her out of the system was a huge step for her growth. That's something right now Summer and I are looking at. We're exploring some homeschooling options. I know Liberty University offers something. We are in a unique area.
What's that?
You might have more than your kids if you do something like that.
Just more than my kids.
They're gonna be up at the shop doing school and
Because
slave
there's
labor.
going to be other kids that I'm sure in the valley might do the same.
Oh, I'm sure. Make sure the kids are not on the Wi-Fi.
I texted them.
But and that's the other. We definitely need some more labor at the shop. So if we take them out of school.
I mean,
Oh my gosh! I gotta tell you. Should I tell him what Noah said his shop job was going to be?
Well,
you
first of all, Jackson, our 13-year-old is knee deep in the. I mean, he is the stereotypical teenager, sarcastic about everything, freaking, completely jaded in life,
If he has
right?
to stand up for more than 5 minutes,
So I was
his
like,
life is terrible.
Jackson, what's your gonna be your job? And he's like, I'm gonna be the cool kid in the
in the
break room. And so no, I was like, okay, cool
Hope he's
kid.
not watching.
And then Jackson, Noah, we asked him what his job was gonna be.
And Noah said, I'll be the celebrity. Well, what had happened was, let me explain.
See what
Yeah.
happened
Let's
was.
see what had happened was at the long range course this past weekend, one of the clients drove down from, I think, Massachusetts.
New-
No, I think it was Massachusetts.
Okay, yeah.
Anyway,
maybe.
and Noah and I,
Harry, if you're watching,
yeah, Harry.
talking about you, Harry.
Yep. Noah and I went up for lunch, and Harry saw Noah, and he's like, "Oh man, I've seen you on the videos. I've seen you shooting. I felt like I'm meeting a celebrity." So of course, Noah took that right to heart.
Just like his dad.
Oh, which by the way,
Apple
folks,
don't fall far.
there will be races. There will be races July 1st too.
Oh,
So
yeah.
they're gonna have motorcycles up
Yep.
there. They'll have some other
It'll
cars.
be really cool.
Sweet.
The only
So if
track
you get
that's
there
available,
earlier-
we have one track available. That's the ones that we're going to be doing the hot laps on. You guys are going to have a good time. Kids are going to have a good time. So
Yeah.
you'll be able to watch those. So
And hear it.
if you want to get there early, you can watch some of those.
The cool thing is you can see one of those racetrack circuits right from
Well,
the front door of the
two
shop.
of 'em.
Well, you can see one behind, but one.
Yeah,
right
one
out
right
front.
out the front.
Yeah.
It's only like 50 yards away.
Yeah.
Well, and today they had nothing but like exotic cars out there. Noah was
Yeah.
tripping out. They had Lambos out there, Ferraris, all kinds of cool stuff out there. That was pretty cool.
Noah is a car guy for sure.
He knows you if you throw up a flash card of any Lamborghini, any freaking
car,
Ferrari,
really.
just about any, especially on all the exotic multi-million-dollar cars.
can
Man,
tell
that kid knows the make, the model. He's all over. He's up there playing what's that game?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Some racing game.
Some racing game, but
A video game.
He's a professional race car driver now.
he is pretty much.
Did you see
Gran
those
Turismo.
dudes that they're computer gamers and they took them out to like badass computer gamers in like these drift courses? They actually took them out to the course, put them in a real car, and they actually held up to like.
They're making a
against
movie about that.
professionals.
I think that's a plot of a movie.
No, the
Well,
movie.
no, I
they
just
watched
said
the
it,
I saw a
trailer.
YouTube
it said at the
video.
end of the
It
trailer
was
that it was
wild.
based on a YouTube true story.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
It was crazy. I mean, these
Yeah.
kids are sitting in like lifelike simulators at their house, but
Yeah.
it's insane how far we've come from.
Have you seen
your
Noah's
time
simulator
like
up there?
Pong
Yeah.
to like
Noah sits there with
nowadays.
a steering wheel and gas pedals and brake pedals. Nobody's listening to me.
I listened to you. I heard you did this and steering wheels and gas pedals.
Pong.
And you on your Atari 2600.
I had a Nintendo. That was my
I had-
first thing.
I had an Atari, so maybe I'm older than
I
you.
had an
I was
Atari.
my family was
I
just
didn't have an
poor.
Atari.
I had an Atari. It was a big deal.
I was.
It was 1986.
Turned it
Got
to
my
Channel
first
3.
Nintendo. I went to Toys R Us. My dad bought me a Nintendo. It
You
came
just-
with
You had a
Mario.
Toys R Us?
You were
Yeah.
a rich kid. You
We
just
had to
upgraded
go to-
right to the Nintendo.
We had to go to
My dad was not
Sears.
rich.
Just
I think he
kidding.
robbed somebody in the parking lot. Because that was like $120, and I remember thinking, "Oh my God, it's like it was a
Probably with like
huge amount of money.
$1,000 or something now.
Pretty much $1 million
Yeah.
Can't hide it.
in Joe Biden's economy." Let's see.
That's true.
What else we got up here?
Oh my god.
If Gary was any whiter, it would be transparent. That's cute. I've never heard that before, Jason. Good
damn
job.
right.
Definitely going to tell Noah to autograph. Yeah, there you
Autographed
go.
his shirt out there.
Oh my gosh,
God.
he would love
He
that.
would die.
He wouldn't be able to ride home in the car because his head wouldn't fit.
That would, yeah.
Especially now with Gary in there with him.
I know. We're gonna have open seat next week for the live stream.
Jay will be back.
Anybody available? Chris can't make it anymore. So moving on to another subject, I'm curious to hear people's thoughts on this. Now we're gonna
geez.
get serious and political for a second. What's everybody's thoughts on all these charges Trump is facing?
Oh, before we get into that,
Yeah.
who just overturned the pistol ban? Was that Congress?
Overturned the
They
pistol ban?
yeah, they
The
voted.
Pistol brace ban?
Yeah, the pistol brace thing.
I haven't heard of that.
It was
We've been
hap-
heads down,
Man,
I know.
knee
Something
deep
happened,
in
we've
something
been
work.
happened
completely out of
yesterday.
touch.
I saw like a couple TikToks on it. I didn't get a chance. Work's been crazy busy, but I saw something like Congress or the Senate or the House, whoever voted down on it, like 219 to 210, that it was unlawful for the ATF.
Is that a state
No, so
or
I think
federal or
what you're talking about is the Republican House presented a bill to reinstate how, basically pistol braces being legal, and the Senate, I believe, shot that down. I'm not 100%
I'm
sure.
not 100% sure.
I'm
Now,
trying to
you're,
Google.
now you're making me question myself, but I saw something on
Well,
it.
you got it off of
And-
TikTok.
well,
Weirdo.
and
You're
the
getting your
thing-
news off TikTok,
well,
so
you know, you got to do something while you're working for the government.
No, it says House GOP passes measure to undo pistol brace
Yeah,
regulations.
because
yeah,
it
and it's
showed
going to
after
get
that.
shut down.
It
That's
showed after that a dude with
Yeah.
an ATF shirt on throwing his printer in the dumpster.
Speaking
'cause he was mad.
of shirts, did you guys hear what happened on the White House lawn this
yeah.
week?
So
No.
this weekend we had at the White House lawn, we had a pride event where we had
Topless.
transgender folks going topless
on the White House lawn?
on the White House lawn.
Sounds awesome.
And never mind the fact that we have a LGBTQ flag flying center, which is against the laws that govern how our flags are flown, which the U.S. flag should always be center. Anyways, so there's that.
What is Pride Month?
It is Pride Month, so I don't know what to say about it.
I have to tell you what I sent Robin about Pride Month after we get off the air.
Okay,
It was a very funny text, and she loved it.
sweet.
I'm sure she giggles at everything you say, Chris.
She did on that one. She was cooking in the kitchen, and I was laying on the couch and looked over at her. She laughed hard. But go ahead, Gary. I apologize for
No,
this
no.
segue.
We
That's
talked
kind of
about, you were talking about Trump.
Yeah.
well. I'm just curious. So what? I'll put it this way: what's your prediction on guilty or not guilty now that those charges are brought? Because you never know anymore.
What's all this crap that just came out on Biden?
Well, that's a kind of a separate issue
I
altogether.
know, but still, I just take that as a correlation between the two. More stuff comes on Biden, more stuff goes against Trump. So I just think it's literally Lady Justice holding her scales.
So Jeff's covering that, and that's what I thought was going on. Again, we have a House bill, which means absolutely nothing when you have a Senate controlled by
Okay.
Democrats,
And it has to go to
and they're definitely not going to
POTUS.
be able to get past a veto. So, there's that. Especially when Josh Dubik's in the house. What's going on, Josh? Good to see you, buddy. Yeah, so they haven't voted on it. Apparently, the Senate, according to Lloyd, that the Senate hasn't voted on that yet. It doesn't matter because they're definitely going to completely vote against it. So that's kind of a
At least Steve Scalise has come out as saying, like, hey, we're super against the ATF basically acting as their own legislators, and what they're doing is exactly that.
well. That's true.
Defund the ATF.
That's true. But here's my problem, and that we constantly have every time we do get a Republican House control and Senate control and White House control, right? The executive branch as well, is they do nothing.
Yeah, that's true.
They could have enshrined all this stuff. They could have limited and cut off all these different agencies that they know that have been kind of acting, and creating law through fiat for a long time. And we have all these House bills that always come up when we have a Republican minority, and yet they do absolutely nothing once they're in office. And
Once they have the majority.
once they have the majority, and they're able to do those things, and the Democrats do that too on the Democrat side, but they're not. Hey, thank you, Christian, appreciate that. But the Republicans are less likely to push through controversial things than the Democrats. As soon as Democrats have a majority, they're pushing through all kinds of garbage. Throw up Christian Clark there.
This is House Resolution 44.
Chris, you're talking
Okay.
about House Resolution 4, which will overturn the ATF ban on the pistol brace rule and reverse it. Yeah.
But it's not going to make it past, though.
The reality
It's got to
is
go all the way up the ladder.
what we need to do is either what we really need to do is completely throw out, and I would like to see the NFA law in itself be challenged. I don't know if that'll ever make it to the Supreme Court or if it's ever been challenged, to be honest with you. I don't know that. But, the NFA, in my
Where's Jay
opinion,
when you need him?
yeah.
He would know.
The NFA, in my opinion, is wholly unconstitutional. And again, before the NFA, which 1934 didn't have a real precedence. So maybe that time has passed since we can even fight it the way that I'd like to. But I'd like to see a Republican House and Senate do something to where we redefine some of those terms, or at least solidify what is the left and right limits of the ATF. Because anytime that you have a bureaucratic agency that has the right to define what is or what is not a firearm, what is or what is not, a short-barreled rifle, all these things, they basically have carte blanche to basically go in and make law through definition changes. And that needs to be fixed. They need to have that power stripped of them. That was not what our country was founded upon. And we need to regain control from these bureaucrats.
We do have some answers to your Trump question.
Yep.
John Esmond says not guilty.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%.
So we have the
It's all
Presidential
smoke.
Records Act, right? So according to that act, this is where I'm confused, and I need to look into to exactly what the charges are a little bit more. But the Presidential Records Act allows the president to deem what is and what is not classified. And in the past, we've had presidents take all kinds of classified documents
And declassified.
and again, maybe there's a much more stricter procedure that I'm not aware of that the president has to go through. That's something I need to research a little bit more. But the reality is that we've had people with no classification authority, i.e. Hillary Clinton and many more, Joe Biden at the time when he was vice president, Mike Pompeo, all these folks, they've done the exact same thing, and they had no classification authority whatsoever, and yet they are not, and even more so, let's go back to Hillary Clinton for a second. Not only did she have all kinds of classified information, she had it on a personal server. She actually had her staff actually destroyed phones. She bleach bit her computer. Like, why is she not in prison? And
Because she's Hillary Clinton.
because she's Hillary Clinton and because she's tied in with the deep state. That's just the reality. And
Which
the deep state's a real thing.
Jeff brought up the deep state. He said there's no way that the deep state will not let Trump get prosecuted and let him run for president.
Yeah, and that's my fear. I want to know. We need to get Bill Powell on here to talk us through the legalese of the Presidential Records Act. I would like somebody with some real legal
Understanding.
and again, Bill Powell would be great to
Is
do
that
that.
who you want in there next?
Who?
Daddy Trump?
Yeah,
Or
I do.
somebody like-minded?
No. So here's how I stand on Trump.
Just
I'm going to
wondering.
support Trump no matter what. Only because now I'll be honest with you. I think there's a possibility. Now I keep going a little bit back and forth. There's a possibility that DeSantis could be a more effective president.
Okay.
I don't know that he'd be a better president, but regardless of who comes up, what we can't do is we can't let this stand where we are now constantly going. I mean, how many investigations have they put Trump through?
Bruh.
Like, this has been as he says, a witch hunt that's been going
Yeah.
on. And I just, I hope every, just fair-minded American in our entire country that is actual citizen go vote for Trump, just for the fact that we can't let bureaucracies, we can't let district attorneys, we can't let all of these, activists take down a sitting president.
And deep state.
And we can't let, we can't let these different agencies, the intelligence agency and everything else, overthrow the powers of the executive branch, because that's what's taking place here. We saw what has been going on with the FBI that has been continually and systematically politicized to the point where we basically have a Gestapo in our intelligence community and the FBI, where they are now actively going after political dissidents by, with, and through not only the justice system, but by, with, and through corporate America, going after them and trying to silence them through social media and everything else. Throw up Christian Clark there.
If you think about it, no other former president has ever been
Well,
treated
it's-
close to
That's
this
what
way.
I was going to get
completely
into
unprecedented.
next. If you want to go ahead and go hit Christian, and I'll hit up next.
The NFA has been challenged in the past but never went anywhere, but there's a possibility it will be challenged by CRS Firearms.
To add to that, Daryl said it was U.S. versus Miller, says ruled, but SCOTUS. I think he means by SCOTUS.
By SCOTUS.
Gotcha.
I'll have to look into that, Daryl. Jason Sponsler up there, just another witch hunt trying to make it so he can't run it. Absolutely,
That's
100%.
exactly what it's all about.
Jeff Hahn says there are a couple of cases Texas working its way through the courts that will address SBRs and suppress and remove them from the NFA. That's what needs to happen. As far as I'm concerned, full automatics need to be removed from the NFA too. What else we got going on there? The Presidential Records Act came about because of Nixon and Johnson not knowing what presidents could take with them. However, the POTUS can declassify all docs or label them personal. And that's the way that I understand it. With that being said, I have, so for instance, Ben Shapiro kind of laid out some legal points, and he's usually pretty on his game, and I generally trust what he has to say. So I'm aware that I don't know what I don't know about the actual navigating the legal forefront of that and what the president truly can and can't do. So, there's some people that I trust opinions that are saying that there are some, they're standing in this case as far as, so anyways, we'll see what goes with that.
Well, I watched a little snippet of Trump's rally. I don't know if it was this weekend or something like that. But he went through all the polls, like the current polls of approval ratings, blah, 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 or who's up if for the next election. And he stated, he was like, look, I'm ahead of Biden. I'm ahead of DeSantis. And this is why they're still attacking me. This is why they're coming after me. He was not at all like worried, discouraged, or anything with what's on him. He was like, if they're after me, he goes, that's a good thing, because he says they know I'm winning. And he said, once I'm not winning, they won't come after me no more.
Well, here's what I'll say. Obviously, that's what Trump is going to say.
I mean, obviously, that's my nutshell, but I mean, yeah, you're right too.
So, Trump, of course, is going to say that regardless.
Yeah, you got to say
the other thing I would say is that if they hadn't been after him, he probably wouldn't be up in the polls.
True, too.
Because I think most Americans
cut right there.
Most Americans are frustrated with the way this
the reality of this. I think most Americans realize that we had a sham 2020 election.
Yeah.
I think I still believe to this day that we had major fraud, and I think that we have a fraudulent president in the White House. That's what I believe.
Do you think the truth will ever come out about that?
No.
Ever?
No.
You think
because here's why I don't, unless people that are involved in it come forward, I don't think they'll ever whistle blow. But I'm hoping people. Well, because here's the thing:
like if that one,
if they're involved in it and they know what's going on, now they're
collusion or whatever.
Well, they're criminally liable.
Yeah.
They're criminally liable.
But if somebody gets pissed off,
maybe
I don't know.
But the thing is that's the frustration that I think most Americans have when it comes to our elections is it's super easy, I believe. And here's the thing, folks. Let's forget about the fact that, especially on the left, they're so politically motivated, they're willing to win at all costs. Mm-hmm. There is, we talk about radicals. I mean, there's no one more radical than radical left. So just from an ideological standpoint, they would be willing to, because they believe that what they believe is so important that it's worthy of being forced upon Americans, because they don't know what's good for them to begin with. They're too stupid. They're too backwards. So once we get this utopia in place, they'll be glad that we did it. And that's how they justify all the nonsense they do. So, and forget about just the fact that we have billions and billions of dollars at stake. You're telling me when we have billions and billions of dollars at stake, different companies, different countries, that people aren't willing to cheat a system that is really easy to cheat to begin with. We have no verification in our, we have no security in our elections. So not only is, I think that generally speaking, election fraud is easy to pull off and extremely hard to prove.
Obviously.
And, I remember going back to Rush Limbaugh used to talk about the fact that it would be very difficult to actually pull off election fraud because, it's basically so disconjointed and compartmentalized, right? So it's we have all these independent systems. But the other part of that is if you have enough will, enough power, and enough money to where you can coordinate that and take those
all
into
those
account,
compartmentalized systems.
that it is also, not only can it be done, but now it becomes that much harder to prove.
Yeah.
Because those systems are
Right.
so
So spread out.
Yeah. They're state run, county run.
Yeah.
And again, when you have these counties that are ran by Democrats, these large counties, especially when we're talking about, metropolitan areas, New York City, LA, really most of California, as far as the large cities go, Even places like Houston and Austin and all these other places that are basically, liberal, strongholds, where you have everybody think they're in one mind, right? They're a bunch of lemmings that are moving in the same direction,
I was just thinking,
and they
that's probably-
control everything.
That's some of the safest places to live too.
They are very safe to live. They're really safe to live.
With the strictest gun laws too.
They are. So, that's how I feel
that a
about that. And
correlation?
I know we're getting crushed by YouTube right after this thing. I'm probably just going to get this entire thing banned. But, I just think that's the reality of it. And I think most Americans realize that. And, of course, they have the talking points out there and want to make everybody that says anything like that, be labeled nutshell,
we got
nuts. And
Look
fruits and
at
flakes.
Jeff's bottom comment
Yeah,
there.
so we got a bunch of good ones.
He said they just found 250 absentee ballots in Michigan today for the 2020 election. Some of the local elections were won by less than 20 votes.
Yeah.
Ah, cool.
I 1,000 again. I got a lot of family in Michigan. I have a better sense of what's going on in Michigan than I do in some of these other.
And they were all for Trump.
I mean,
Even like downtown, like down in Detroit,
like
Trump.
yeah,
Like 8
minority parties. I'm talking union
voted for
members. All these, like everybody was people that I would not expect to be for Trump. They were all about Trump. I do not think for a second that Trump lost Michigan. And I think that for me, it was definitely one of the big litmus tests. And the other thing too, all the other freaking, like Ohio, like Trump won every place that actually mattered in the past, and somehow none of those places matter. So it's frustrating, and I think it's very obvious to most, again, fair-minded independent thinkers out there.
I mean, I like Jason Sponsor's comment.
What do you say?
I mean, read it.
You read it.
Do you think at this point Biden even knows that he's president?
Man, I forgot.
I tell you what, he's
what
got
was the
ice
Naval
cream.
Academy graduation he was
Oh
at?
my God! Yeah.
I watched I had only seen the part of him falling, but a couple of days ago I saw the full video of him coming on. No, just him trying to get onto the stage.
like
up there.
greeting the
He didn't know
commanders
where
and
to
the
go.
wrong
He
dude.
greeted the wrong person.
Oh, it
he
was
didn't know where to
awful.
stand. He didn't know to go to the podium. I was like, holy moly, this is crazy.
Probably crapped
It's
his
going to get to the
pants.
point to where you just got one aide walking backwards with an ice cream cone.
Well,
Like-
like people
leading
kept
him
trying
along.
to tell him where to
Dangling the
go, and he was
carrot.
oblivious.
Yeah, dangling the carrot. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I mean, it really is laughable.
yeah.
Like,
It is.
It was embarrassing for our
and the
country.
fact, like,
Oh, it's
if we had the equivalent,
that's the leader of our country.
if Republicans had
Had
the
the
equivalent,
equivalent. Oh my God.
like first of all, Republicans eat their own. We are very critical of our own people and our own party. I mean, you can see what, like, 3/4 of the, or at least half of, Republican establishment hates Trump, if not all the Republican establishment, right? All the DC insiders. So, but the Democratic Party is very good at being very monolithic, right? And they stay on,
That's why they're
they
winning.
stay on the script, and that's why they win.
I like what I mean. I don't like what John said, but I agree with what John said. It is so sad. I mean,
Yeah.
like, just let the man go home and live in peace. Like,
Yeah.
stop,
I mean, I still like what Cat Williams said in his stand up about it. You all gave Paul the job. He's doing the best.
Well, again, I'm still not convinced that anybody gave
well,
Biden the job.
couple people.
somebody gave him the job.
But-
Somebody put him up there.
Yeah, somebody put Paul in the office.
I think between big tech, when we're talking about all the money that has been spent by Bill Gates, when you're talking about all the money that's been spent by Facebook, Meta,
We're definitely getting shut down by YouTube
Yeah.
after this.
oh man. Anyways, so
I'll have to talk to
and
Daddy
going back to our voting system. What I will say that is different than in the past when it came to it being much harder to pull off election fraud is that the ability that big tech has to know what's going on and be able to basically do surveillance and be able to come up with ways to pull off voter fraud at a large scale.
I guarantee you they can hack into whatever system they want.
I don't
also-
know.
yeah, it's all
I'm
computer
just talking
driven.
about between just being able to social engineer and being able to see how they can pull that off and where they can pull that off, where the areas that are most like I 100% I think we need to think about that as a factor.
Well, just think. Okay, we go to you all probably voted the same place, right beside Back Creek Valley, right?
I voted several places.
Okay,
Multiple
I'm sure
times.
you did. But just think about this. Just think about this for a second. You put your little card in, put it in the computer. You go.
I don't think that's the sound.
Oh, it did.
effects
That did
they
down
say.
there. But you click the buttons, and it spits out a punched out Scantron.
Yeah.
You have no idea what that
No,
Scantron punched.
you have no idea.
You have no idea.
Well,
at all.
And that's another
Like
thing.
some are saying, they could hack in and
And that's another thing that even Democrats have brought up in the past, that how vulnerable our voting systems are. All these automated, like you don't know what those numbers are being tallied.
you have no idea.
But
put your card
but
in the
what I
box
will say
that's
is
safe.
when suddenly in these liberal bastion cities that everything's controlled by Democrats, hardcore Democrats, where you have thousands of ballots showing up overnight.
Right.
Where suddenly, Trump is ahead by tens of thousands. We go to bed, we wake up, and
Haul in the
suddenly,
suitcases.
The bike courier
Yeah,
showed up and
like-
he goes, "Oh, hey, found me."
yeah,
Yeah.
You
On
know,
South
it's-
Road.
Yeah.
and you have
Somebody forgot
and you
to.
have the voting stations completely shut down where the monitors can't even get in, and yet we're like, oh no, you're crazy if you think voting fraud took place. Like you're stupid if you believe that. You're stupid if you don't think that there are people that are invested enough or willing to invest enough and to mobilize the people that is needed to pull off voter fraud. I think it's just the reality.
Gary said you're stupid.
You're stupid
You
people.
stupid.
If you don't think that voter fraud is a real thing, you're stupid.
It's happened.
All right,
since
you have
America was a
no
country.
ability to have any independent thought whatsoever, or critical thinking. You've completely lost critical thinking skills, and you've handed those over and
We're just
sacrificed those on the altar of ideology. That's what you've done.
There's some big words in there. I had to think.
That's what I do.
That's what we're here for,
I
Chris.
throw
Make
out
you
some
think.
You was
polysyllable
spitting
words
truth.
and completely just
Polysyllable.
leave you sitting there, woo, shell shocked.
I was just impressed they all came out and made sense.
Yeah, me too. you know what I will say. The more we, I'll share this with you. I don't know if I've ever said
Oh,
this in the
jeez.
past, but
Oh, God.
Lord.
I don't get nervous when. I do get nervous in videos, but you guys don't see that, right? And obviously, if you ever meet me,
Maybe they do.
I don't get nervous, speaking, public speaking, but I do, and still to this day, get nervous when we do these live streams. And then I'm trying to think about so much stuff. Like I just feel half my brain is freaking fried.
Go a little ADD on
I
us.
go ADD. I can't use my words.
You don't come across as nervous.
No, you're doing well tonight.
I'm just like, whatever.
My point
You've
is,
done well every night.
I feel like I'm getting more comfortable now that we've done more and more of these live streams.
Well,
So,
that's what you have me now for.
it does.
I'm
You
just
do
the one
take
that's-
off the edge.
Right.
Yeah.
I'll
You
try.
do take off the edge.
Take off the edge.
I appreciate that,
you can
Chris.
just throw
You're like
something
my, I don't know,
I'm like your knife.
my therapy.
Your knife doll.
I just reach over when I'm feeling nervous.
Now you're showing
rub
everybody.
this.
I had it, my shirt pulled out, and you're pushing it against my gut. Thanks a lot, Gary. I didn't have the wrinkle there.
Robin,
we spent a
Chris
good
and
10 minutes
Chris and
working.
Gary are going to start working out every morning, just FYI.
Yeah,
Yeah.
trying to get Chris.
Chris said, yeah.
We'll get it. We'll get it. We will get it. Start getting it every morning. We'll be running that hill, bro.
It's a good hill.
It's a good hill.
It's a good hill.
Get
Do I
you.
have to get out of bed?
Yeah.
No,
Gary, just push your bed up the hill.
Gary be come over banging on the bedroom
I'll be
window.
like,
Get up, you fat SOB.
I'll be like,
Robin, get out
I'll
the
be like
bed.
Liver
Chris is going
King.
for PT.
I'll be like Liver King and have the freaking straps on and just pulling
Wow.
Chris's bed
I want
around.
to see you eat raw liver too.
Oh,
I cooked up some liver for him one time because he's like, "Hey, I want to try this liver thing."
You
Yeah.
gotta throw onions on it.
I did.
Oh, did you?
I did.
Maybe your cooking's bad.
My cooking is terrible.
I think I could eat raw liver, but I will never be eating any raw testicles.
Yeah.
That ain't happening.
I'll try anything once.
Well, you'll do that on the weekends.
I'll try anything
You
once.
do that now on the weekends.
Do you eat chitlins, Chris?
Oh,
Oh,
God.
hell no.
Yeah. I had cousins that would cook and eat chitlins.
Man,
and
there's
I'm like,
nothing that smells worse.
If
Like
it
the-
smells like that when it's cooking, I am not
Well,
putting
this
it in my mouth.
podcast has devolved into absolute garbage.
This one the pig
You know what I
shit.
was thinking a minute ago? I was like, because we keep giggling and making jokes, and we're super giggly tonight. I think we're just at the
Speak
point.
for yourself. I don't ever giggle.
I think we're at the point of
I man laugh.
We're delusional. We're so tired at this point.
I am delusional.
You heard it there.
Oh,
He
see.
said it. I'm delusional. No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
great.
we're gonna have to get Jeff on here on a live stream sometime, either in person, which is how I prefer, but we'll definitely get him on here. He keeps us on track. He throws in a little bit of
Knowledge.
sensibility here. In 2018, 11-year-old girl was able to hack into a replica of the Florida state election website.
It's probably her
change voter
science
results.
project.
Yeah,
She probably won.
and now she works
And
for
then
the,
Hillary called her.
School would not allow her to win that.
and now she works for the Democratic Party.
I was gonna
She does
say.
it. It's no longer an exercise. It's the real deals. Let's see.
Lloyd said liver needs fat flavor in order to be good. You know, Lloyd, I followed a recipe. I tried. It was just not. I think it was texture too.
Yeah,
I think it was something to do with the texture.
Did
as
you
well.
fry it? Did you fry it in the pan?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I know
That's how you make 'em.
Brittany meant to say eats
Yeah.
sardines and hot
Crisp
sauce,
sardines.
not ears.
Sardines and hot sauce? Girl.
I do like.
I don't know if I've ever eaten a sardine.
Really,
They're good.
I like sardines. I don't
Not
really.
anchovies. Everybody always confuses
Yeah,
the
I
two,
know.
but sardines?
I know the difference.
I used to eat them a lot when I was younger.
That's all
Yeah,
I could
okay.
afford.
They're
That
good on
and
some
Vienna
crackers.
sausages. Oh, no, I just
I-
straight out the
I was
can
about to
when
say,
we were camping.
So my dad always called it, like growing up, he always called them Vienna sausages. I don't know why.
Vienna.
I mean, we're from South Georgia.
That's
We say
fancy.
we say everything weird, but
Vienna sauce.
yeah, you eat those too.
I used to.
Yeah.
Those are disgusting.
I haven't had them in
Vienna
years.
sausages.
Except when
Gary's like, the first time
Disgusting.
I said Vienna around Gary, Gary's like, what did you say? He's like, it's Vienna
It's
sausages.
Vienna.
I was like,
it's like the
sorry,
fancy, like the town.
I'm not
Vienna.
sophisticated like you.
She also pronounced it library.
I did not.
She does. I was like library.
Not.
Going to
Is that a
the
pie?
I will admit to
library.
pronounce this
I'm
stuff
gonna go in
weird.
here and make me
I've
a
never
library
said
pie.
library.
Oh, girl.
You ever had a good library?
We talked about
Library
this once already.
meringue. I like to.
We were
I like
supposed
to
to make a
garnish it with
t-shirt
some
about this.
Vienna sausages.
Oh.
We were supposed to make a T-shirt about this. Remember? We talked about this on one live stream. You're bringing up old stuff, Gary.
I don't remember.
Brittany.
I got to remove.
Brittany
some
brought
stuff.
up the T-shirt
You're like
idea.
a plunger, Gary.
Make room for new.
Brittany, back me up.
Better
There was
memories.
a T-shirt that goes with the library.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
She's
Buys
gonna
and testicles.
Buys and testicles.
I'd give them a try.
Ew.
I'd try 'em. Little buys and balls in your mouth.
What do they call those?
Mountain
oysters.
oysters.
Yeah. Mountain
I don't know
oysters.
if I think specifically those are
Rocky Mountain oysters.
cow. I don't know if I don't
think
know
it
if you would also call bison Rocky Mountain oysters. I don't know.
It's not bison.
That's what I
Bison?
say. Bison.
Bison,
I don't see a Z in there.
bison,
I know.
bison,
Bison. Bison.
I'm sorry.
Vi-
I will put a hard
S.
S on there.
Put all the
Bison
S's and
testicles.
bison.
Oh Jesus.
What else we got going
Brittany's failing me right now. She was all here. Now
Brittany.
she's failing me.
She's probably
Brittany,
getting chased by a
on? I need to
spider.
talk to your husband about
She's probably
security
getting chased
systems
by a
and camera systems. So we got to get that all rigged out. One more thing we got to do for the store.
Damn, Kramer. Don't even put that one up.
What's that?
There was.
Biden balls.
Just stop.
Rocky Mountain
Lloyd
oysters.
said-
Yeah,
Yeah.
bovine class.
Any
Huevos.
There we go.
Huevos.
See, I thought that was very specific. Very specific
wrong.
category.
Did you making the size with your hands?
Yes.
Ew.
There's- there you go.
Ew.
Bull balls. There we go. I didn't think they
That was my
were
nickname in college.
cow balls. Bull balls.
So inappropriate.
Hey, somebody
was-
put it up on the street.
That was because that time you passed out on the couch.
See,
what
Brittany
it was?
remembers the T-shirt.
Yes, the T-shirt
Yes.
idea is money.
She
All right.
remembers.
Brittany
We gotta
talks
do that.
a
At
lot.
least somebody backs me up.
They are considered Rocky Mountain oysters. All right, so we can throw bison in there too.
Yep.
All right, what else is going on, folks? Any other gripes, complaints about summer or Chris?
Absolutely not up summer.
Hey, folks,
Backhand me in
look,
the mouth.
we definitely, if you can make it, and again,
I'm
we'll
pumped.
we'll be putting out a newsletter in the next day or two. We already got a proof from Summit Point, so we'll hammer out and kind of finalize the smaller details. But regardless of what's going on, make sure you make it a point to join us in person July 1st out at Summit Point Training Center. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Come spend a bunch of money so we can
Gary and I might be like
not go broke with all the
Oh my
display
God,
cases, flooring,
product. I mean,
product, all the stuff. Yeah,
making it rain up at Visa.
we have made it rain everywhere. We have
Getting those Amazon points.
no, nothing's
we don't
coming
get
off of
anything on
Amazon.
Amazon.
What do you think
No,
this
if you
is?
use the Amazon Visa, you get Amazon points when you spend
Yeah,
money.
you can. Yeah.
And you can buy cool things.
Thanks, Brittany. I appreciate that.
Life advice from Chris.
Chris
Yeah.
is full of
Get
knowledge
Amazon.
tonight.
He's
Get
always
Amazon
full of knowledge.
points.
That's why we keep him around.
I have all the dumb knowledge that helps the.
He knew about flooring.
the
He
common
sure did
folk.
know about flooring.
He sure
came and
did.
squared us away. Chris, we still really appreciate that.
Anytime.
I wish I-
my niece.
We
thought I
probably
did
would
it.
still be laying flooring a week later if it wasn't for Chris getting us started. Yeah.
No, we appreciate that. Oh God, we blacked out. We blacked out. There we go.
John said
YouTube
we're
shut us down.
helping the economy.
We
We
are.
are constantly stimulating the economy over here.
We are economy stimulating. We stimulate the economy more than the Democratic Party does, for sure. Without a doubt.
Gary stimulates me.
Oh, geez. You always got to take it there. I'm just going to go
Made
upstairs.
it weird.
I'm going to go upstairs,
Oh my!
leave you two down here.
We would have a great time.
Willie says, "How about
We
some?"
always do.
Oh, you know what? Let's do that. Let's just take 5 minutes right now and throw out some good suggestions for Paramount, whatever they
Oh,
are.
Jesus.
Courses, T-shirts.
I like Willie's though.
Yeah, we've been looking for.
I've asked for one.
You know what? I will tell you because I'm constantly fighting the fight to find,
Fighting the fight.
fighting the fight
She
to
is.
Fighting the
find
good fight.
shirts.
She is on the
Because
battlefield.
our instructors.
lines.
Will you shut up and let me
I'm
talk?
just, ma'am.
I like those shirts, the instructor shirts. They're really
I know,
nice.
but it is really hard. Like I'll find one they like or find one that Gary likes, and then they'll freaking stop making them.
Oh.
Every freaking time.
Say I don't think you'd have a problem selling those, even if they were on the higher end of the spectrum in price.
Well, they would
because
have to
they're
be
so-
because
yeah,
they're custom embroidered.
absolutely. But
yeah.
that's a nice shirt. Like he said, I would love to have one. I've asked you already to be able to wear to work. Is that to be collared shirt?
Collared. Shirt.
Collared.
Pay Jason more. Heard he was great. You know, we've actually looked
Who's
at.
this? Who's this fool?
We've actually looked at. We're probably going to have to lay Jason off, or cut his pay in half.
Maybe get some man sizes. Jason, every time I get man sizes and they go on stock, they sell out first. I am putting in a new t-shirt order with T-Shirt Guy this week. I've already got the order started, and I am going to get lots of man sizes.
I feel your pain,
okay?
Jason. I'm a man size too. Sorry, not all of us can wear a large. You know,
It's extra medium.
Is
extra medium.
that's the name of a shooting bag. Medium.
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 All right.
All right, put
so
button-up shirts down.
Button-up
Button-up
shirts. Button-up shirts.
So far, that's the only idea I've heard. 4
4X.
extra large. Write down 4XL t-shirt.
4XL.
It's on the
4XL.
list.
Shirts with the pockets. That's big too. John Esmond. I
Does
like
he
that.
mean t-shirts with the pocket?
I don't know if
or
Jason's
does
gonna be able
he
to
mean-
fit
I
on
mean,
a plane to come to the
Pocket
long
tees.
range course.
Pocket tees are hot right now.
Jesus,
4XL.
if he's gonna be able to fit on the
Because
plane.
even if you just did like a pocket tee
Oh,
with
he
the
said
Paramount
extra
logo,
large tall.
They're
I don't-
gonna,
I don't
Jason.
know if
They're
they-
gonna drop you out of a freaking cargo plane. We're just gonna see a bundle falling with a parachute. Like, holy crap!
oh, that's another good one.
Paramount patches.
Yeah, with the
Yeah,
with the Velcro on the back. That's
We've looked at those before. It's
Yeah,
they're probably salty
they are
They are.
for the first run. I'm
And,
sure
you know,
to make the
the
setup.
dye and all that. Yeah,
You know what? Look, we're gonna do some of these things. I
we need your support.
Ooh, you know what? I might have a hookup for you.
don't.
on
You better
this.
put that finger away.
I might have a
That
hookup
was-
for you. On
your
that.
life flashed before my eyes.
I know.
That's how
I know.
close to death
I
you
know
were.
somebody that has a hookup doing the rubberized patches. You know what I mean?
The
with the
vinyl
Velcro
ones,
back.
PVC
Yeah.
ones.
Yeah. Let me get back to you on that because
All right.
it might be cheaper than doing
Look,
the embroidered
hey,
patches.
you-
that would be neat.
You
throwing bags and
research.
stuff.
We love it when people research.
No, let me get on that. I'll see.
All right, so we're gonna do some runs of some patches, and I'm curious to see how those do. I don't, again, we'll see.
Yeah. Jeff said gun cleaning
kinda
pads
cool
with the
too.
logo. Do you mean the mats?
Yeah,
Mats with the logo.
that's a good idea.
Definitely
Actually.
pads. Yeah.
That is actually an excellent idea.
John Esmond
Ooh.
says Top Gun leather jackets. Jesus, John, how much do you want the
Top Gun
courses to
yellow-
cost?
you got to look like Tom Cruise in Top Gun, the original Top Gun too.
Yeah, the original.
That tight,
Yeah.
and then you got to get on your janky old crotch rocket
Paramount
and then do
Challenge
this
coins.
as you
Again,
see the jets fly.
Those I've actually priced out challenge coins before. That can get you can
Hold
get
on,
so. in
hold
the
on before I
weeds with
lose
that.
this thought. I actually want Paramount logoed
Mats.
gun cleaning mats. So that's actually
Oh,
something
that's
I
pretty
think
neat.
we can
John said
do.
laughing my ass off. Friggin', I'm going to the Paramount course and get my jacket. That I had to pay an extra $500 to go to be able to get
Brittany said crop tops
crop
for
tops.
man days.
We will give you a free pair of scissors. You can crop that top.
crop the shit out of it.
I'm gonna give.
There's tutorials
Chris
on YouTube.
next week. You know what we are? I'm gonna make a crop top. Chris gonna wear it next week.
I don't know
It's
if y'all
gonna be
want to
awesome.
see. I don't want to see me in it.
I'm
I'll just-
Try
excited.
not
I'll
to be
just-
so red next
No,
week,
I'll have to
Chris.
stand up the whole time so he just doesn't just roll out.
Chris is gonna die.
I'll be-
He's gonna be like
I'll be standing
not
up,
breathing the
sucking
whole
it in
time.
The whole time is just gonna be like saran wrapped around, and I'll try to put some makeup on so you can't tell. Ain't nobody gonna see that.
Hey, while I'm thinking about it, Tyler, throw us in a sound effect so we can
Yeah.
I
pretend
feel like
Jay's
Jay's
here.
here.
Jay's here.
Jay, where are you? Wah, wah, wah.
Pick one.
Oh God.
It's not working.
Oh,
They only work for Jason.
Oh God. They're probably going playing over and over. We just don't hear it in our headphones. That's happened before.
John said, "Do we need to bring a shooting mat for long range?" John, if you don't have one, don't run out and buy one. We have them. Or if you're flying here or whatever, you don't have to bring it.
Yep.
If you have a mat that you love and use and you want to bring it, that's fine too.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
get that question a lot, actually.
I'll tell you. Oh, well, I'm gonna talk about that. I got some secret stuff
Keep it secret.
coming up.
secrets.
But what I will say is, I think going into next year with level 1 long range courses, we're just going to have our own Paramount Tactical, and they'll be all MPA. All MPA rifles kitted out. That is the
Sweet.
goal.
Y'all better shop that store.
and
awesome,
folks,
Summer.
here's the reason why. And I know people want to bring their rifles. Folks, it never fails. Somebody is bringing a gun that we end up having issues with.
But what about
they have
people
scopes.
that really want to come learn to use their gun?
Well, they're coming to learn what a good gun is, what a good optic is. The problem is we end up doing so much troubleshooting, or we get to a point to where their scope is no longer relevant. Like
I remember that from this past weekend.
it happened twice, two different folks. So, I think if you want to come learn long range, if we provide equipment that we know is good to go and everything else, and then you can take all that knowledge and you can go apply that to your rifle, maybe, because I can tell you there's at least several folks that will leave our long range course this past weekend and they will be replacing their optics, maybe replacing, their bipods and their guns in general, which is what happens. And so they don't have a great experience, and they spend more time being frustrated with their equipment or trying to fix their equipment, or we spend more time trying to fix their
I
equipment
hear you. We've talked about all this before, but
than actually learning. Whereas, we have so many variables going on with their equipment that, they're not actually learning, and they're not having a good time, because now it's like, there was a couple folks this weekend where we got to day 2, like halfway through day 2, and it was like, dude, you have to jump on one of our rifles. Like, you're
I
not
was
going to be
there
able to. You're
because
not going
at
to be able to.
lunch because they ran out
Yeah.
of magnification or whatever. They couldn't see the 1,000-yard
No,
target.
so like
Oh.
we had one guy, two guys that had optics that didn't
couldn't.
really have any. Their turrets didn't have any markings on them, right? So they went up or down, but like there was nothing. Like, all right, go up 9 minutes, whatever it is. So it's just little things. But even dealing with bipods, dealing with all the many variables that somebody that doesn't know anything about long range shooting goes out and buys equipment, and they're not expected to. So they can come to level 2 with now their gun set up. They've applied that knowledge, and now they can do that for level 2. So I think that's kind of the way to go. That's
Yeah.
just me kind of thinking out loud too.
Jeff Hahn, the
Yeah.
closest
there's
major
some-
airport. It's gonna be Dulles.
Dulles Airport.
Is the closest one. The next
Jeff
closest would be
Jeff also
BWI.
asked.
Of course, Jeff.
Yeah.
No, that's not a problem.
Oh,
Pick it up
sweet.
and-
If it's a really sweet one, you may never get it back. I'm like, that didn't
I mean,
arrive, Jeff. I don't know what happened.
To combat the issue that you're talking about, just
Uh-huh.
buy an MPA and a night course from you all before they get here.
Exactly. I like that.
And
plan.
then
Well, that helps. Have me set it up.
right, absolutely have it buy the gun, buy the scope, buy the whole case, have it set up, and you get here, you go, here you go,
And you
young-
learn to
young
use your
Padawan,
gun.
and that's your gun. Start off, and
Exactly what Ken did this weekend.
that would be the
And he had a
that
great
would be
experience.
that would
And
be
he
the
had
ideal
a
thing. If,
phenomenal experience.
Well, that was his testimony I read, people. That was his testimony I read.
so
is-
he did exactly what I said.
yeah,
bought
he
the-
bought the gun,
the
he
full
bought,
kit,
Yep, and then
essentially.
he showed up and got it, and that was his experience that I read.
I
earlier.
mean,
Throw up Aaron's comment there. Yep. They signed up for the September long range course just for that reason. Plus, I want to use MPA to see if it's a gun.
That's another great thing.
Absolutely. Yep.
test run it, take a test drive.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And again, I know I will say probably 70% of the people excuse me, that show up to long range with their own gear, probably between 60 and 70%. We never have any major issues. And I know that kind of
That number's kind of low.
kind of jams them a little bit. But again, when you have 2 or 3 folks almost every course, and it's not their fault, you know, but again, what I want them to do is be able to focus on just learning to shoot. And that is really tough to do when you're frustrated with your equipment, you're frustrated with your gear, or I'm frustrated with your equipment. You know, it's, and you know,
And here's another client that's on here who did the same exact thing. He purchased an MP rifle from us, had Gary set it up. He came out to his first long range course with the rifle. And
talking about Ed.
Yeah, Ed. He loved it.
Edberto, I haven't seen you in a long time, buddy. Need to get you back out of the course, Ed.
I got stuff here.
Good call, Jay.
Yes, we
I
got,
didn't even
we
think
got some
about
stuff here.
Hagerstown.
Jeff Hahn, you can check to see if you can get a flight.
To
The
Hagerstown.
flights to Hagerstown are very
They're sporadic
weird.
is the thing.
Yeah.
I will say, Jeff, if you're just concerned about Dulles or anything like I've flown in and out of there with
client this past weekend left
Yep.
with his rifle, no issues.
there's no issues, but if you feel better about sending it ahead of time, absolutely. There's no issue. We'll
Dulles is
happy
like
to take care of it.
exactly an hour from here. Right down 7. You get it.
Ed, if I didn't see you on the beginning, Ed, if you missed it, definitely come join us July 1st for our grand opening. We're going to do a full day event thing out there, or at least most of the day event. And
At the new store.
at the new store, tailgating. It's going to be a great time. Bring your family.
I've never seen him on Rumble.
Who?
Oh,
David.
David.
Pappy Paul.
Yeah.
David Pappy Paul just tuned in. Grand opening. F&A, brother. Congrats. Road trip might be in order. We'd love to have you out, David.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Nice.
All right, folks. What else you got for us? Any other suggestions that we need to change?
Gripes or
Gear?
complaints about
I
summer.
rented a bougie
No,
BMW. Sweet.
What's that?
Jason Sponsler. He rented
Awesome.
a bougie BMW.
Nice.
Your
Nice.
gun case fitting
Freaking
that thing?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, BMW's got big trunks.
Big baller.
Fit many bodies.
You can fit many bodies in there. At least 4.
At least.
4 grown men.
Nice to know.
My size or your size? See,
I don't know.
the thinking started.
Grown men, not overgrown men.
Chris is like,
You were scared. I deserve that one. I've been ragging your ass all night. I'm leaving. See
All right.
you better watch out. Robin's going to come beat you
Well,
up.
anyways,
She's not too far
definitely
away.
keep us in mind when you come up, have some great epiphanies for marketing, for whatever. We like to hear
Doesn't
from
mean
you
we'll
guys.
implement them, but we
Doesn't-
will take them
I
into
will-
consideration.
You know, if your idea's trash, you know, I'll tell you it's stupid. Don't get your feelings hurt, and maybe you come up with another one. Maybe that'll inspire you to go think harder.
This is the same stuff he tells me and the kids all the time.
Yep, that's what I'm here for. Inspiration for all.
Yeah.
Are you feeling inspired,
I'm
Chris?
inspired.
All right, folks. Hey, look, we always appreciate you tuning in. Make sure you join us every Wednesday. Make sure you come see us live July 1st for sure, and then come out to
real
some of the other
live.
courses. Hey, we got long range carbine coming up. Is it next week or the weekend after? Not this weekend, but next weekend. And then we have CQB level 1 coming up too.
Yep.
Oh my God, he already started the outro music. He's
And-
shutting us down.
I forgot what I was going to say.
It's all right. You're good.
Nah,
you're
you're
good,
good.
Tyler.
Tyler's like, we're done here.
He's like, I'm done.
We're done.
I'm
with
cutting
this.
them off
I'm ready
right
to
now.
go to bed.
Cutting his mic. All right, folks. Hey, look, we appreciate you showing up. Make sure you join us every Wednesday. Go join. If you haven't done so already, go join our newsletter. Substack, Paramount Tactical at Substack, or Substack at Paramount Tactical. I don't know what it is, but just Google Substack Paramount Tactical. You'll find it. Join that. That's where all the deals are going to go. All the big announcements are going to go. All the stuff that I can't really send out via social media. So anyways, go do that for sure. What else?
Like, share, notifications.
Like,
on.
share. Hey, yeah, if
Blow
you
it
haven't
up.
done so, like this video right now. Go through all the other videos,
Mm-hmm.
like it. Put some nice positive comments, because you know how it is. People are going to put thumbs down when they're turds. So
Just because they're not Gary.
That's the
They're
word-
mad they're not
That's the
Gary.
word you picked is turds.
if you don't
Turds.
if you don't like our videos,
haven't heard
make
that
sure you hit
forever.
thumbs down twice.
turds.
That
Yeah,
makes it
that
doubly.
fixes
double.
Go like all the videos. Go to Rumble.
Yeah, go to
We
Rumble.
have to go there after this show tonight. So.
Absolutely. All right. We're calling it tonight. We'll see you guys next time. But until next time, stay armed, stay ready, and we'll talk to you soon.